Hello, welcome to the Kirk Hardiman podcast. I'm Kirk Hardiman, but you already know that. I haven't put out a podcast in a little bit, but that was only because I was just waiting for really the round robin to end, and then I can give my thoughts out on Canada's play, which there isn't really much to talk about because Canada played fantastic, and they're at the top of their group, won their group. It could be the top seed heading into they will be the top seed. USA needs to beat Germany by 10 goals. I don't see that happening. But in today's podcast, we're going to speak about a few things. Canada's dom uh, Canada's very I wouldn't say dominant, but Canada playing very well in the Hockey Olympic tournament so far. The I guess there was a Blue Jays trade we could talk about. Not a huge amount to talk about that, and the NBA and my thoughts on the current situation of the NBA dunk contest. Let's get into it. The first topic we're going to talk about is the biggest one in my radar, and that is the play of the Canadians in the so far in the Olympic tournament. And about the men's side, and it was the women's side. Not going to talk too much about it, but it the men's team looks fantastic. Um, Especially the three guys that have stood out so far to me have been Connor McDavid, this guy right here. Connor McDavid has looked like we all thought he would. Crosby today is the number one all time when it comes to the NHL era of the Olympics in scoring with 15 points. McDavid has 9 or 10 points in 3 games in his first 3 Olympic Games. Um, yeah, I think McDavid's going to be passing Crosby very soon. Second guy is Nathan MacKinnon. MacKinnon, if you've ever watched MacKinnon, he's kind of like McDavid, but if you piss him off, um, he's going to play very aggressively. Not dirty aggressive, but like he's going to go after you. And that's not a good thing. You don't want to be pissing Nathan MacKinnon off. He's a big man. He will he will destroy you. And just the way that he's been throughout this tournament has been incredible to watch. Not the point production wise, but just him getting very frustrated, and you can see it. You can see it in his play. But just the way that he plays when he gets frustrated is incredible. Usually, when you get frustrated, you get really pissed off and you start doing dirty shit. Nikita Kucherov does it. He's very dirty when it comes to when he gets pissed off. So yeah. And the third part that's looked really good is the young 19-year-old Macron Celebrini. He has been a huge difference maker in the Olympics so far. He looks incredible. And sometimes, if they need it, they'll put all three of them on the line, which is a fantastic idea. It's almost like when Edmonton does McDavid and Draisaitl on the same line. That's scary enough. Now it's McDavid, MacKinnon, and Celebrini on the same line. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be facing that. Um, the goaltending, which I was very skeptical about, even though today it was against France, it was a 10-2 victory. The goaltending looked pretty good. Um, the 2 goals that Bennington gave up didn't really matter, but 2 goals he gave up, one was off a rebound that he kicked out in front. It was a bad turnover by Pareko, but Pareko tried passing it up the center of the ice, and the French team, which their jerseys, by the way, God, they look like practice jerseys. Those cannot be their regular jerseys. I don't know who made those jerseys. It was Nike. It was Fanatics and Nike. But don't make those jerseys again. Make them something better instead of looking like practice jerseys that you would wear. Like this, it kind of looks like this jersey. Like this shirt. Like this tank top. Right, with the hood. It looks like that. But, no, he gave it right up to, tried to pass it right up to the center of the ice. France picked it off, shot it, rebound into the net, made it 1-1 at the time. Canada went on to dominate from there. The second one, Bennington should have had that one. It was a slap shot. It was a slap shot right through Bennington. It went underneath his arm. He should have had it, but it doesn't really matter at the end because it was a 10-2 game. Who cares? What happened at the end? So McKinnon was hit in the head by the French player. That French player only got 2 minutes for interference. It was a hit in the head, but I don't think should have been a major penalty. It wasn't. There was a huge discrepancy in height, and also McKinnon looked like he was all like kind of going for the puck, but it was interference because the puck wasn't even there. Tom Wilson told the French bench, "Hey, if you want to make it that way, I'll make it that way." And I guess the guy that hit McKinnon said, "Okay, bring it on." Both got 2 minutes for roughing, which I don't understand. It was just a fighting major. 2 minutes for roughing, 5 minutes for fighting, and that automatically gives a game misconduct in international play. Reports just came in now that both Tom Wilson and the French player are not going to get. There's no discipline coming after that, which there shouldn't have been. There should not be. WIHF's making the right call there. I mean, you gotta take in the concept that you have to stick up for your players. You don't have to be dirty about it, but just you knew that something like that was going to happen after hitting one of the star players on Canada. Tom Wilson already went to the bench, if you saw it, talked with the captain of the French team, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare, and said, "Okay, if you want to make it that way, we can make it that way. We play hard." And you can even see when the referees were confirmed, you could see it on Bellemare's face. It was, he told us, Wilson told us this was going to happen. This would happen if we wanted to make it that way, and our player made it that way. So, that's what happened. Great win great tournament so far by Canada. US needs to beat Germany by 10, but Germany's got a lot more talent than the French. So we'll see what happens in that aspect. Second topic today. There was a trade by the Blue Jays. Trading Roper-Fito, Joey Roper-Fito, a young, still somewhat young, but it was obviously a guy that wasn't going to really contribute too much to the team at this point. Got traded to the Houston Astros for Jesus Sanchez, who is very good against lefty pitching, which I felt like we do need a little bit of help when it comes to facing lefty pitching. He's got incredible bat speed. He's got good power against lefties, but is very bad against righties, which is what we need. We needed more guys who face lefties well, but I still see a weakness that we kind of need to address. The bullpen still isn't like that strong as it should be. I think like they're going to give Jeff Hoffman a shot at being the closer again, but they also said that anybody could be the closer. Right? It could be Rui Varland, could be Taro Rogers, it could be any one of those guys who could get the shot at closing games this year. Like they want to give Jeff Hoffman the shot at being the closer, which I totally understand. But he had a few games last year where he was very shaky. So we'll see how it goes. Obviously, like I mean, spring training just started, but we'll see how the we'll see how the season goes, and hopefully Jeff Hoffman can bounce back because I feel like he can be a great closer. But at least the Jays do have somebody that can close behind him, and also we do have a few bullpen guys that should be ready for the season. Um, I honestly thought at this point that they should have traded Jose Barrios. You get there's teams out there that would be willing to give you a good haul in return for Barrios, but I guess they did announce that Eric Lauer is going to be stretched out to be a starter this year. So there's a lot of starters on this on the roster, and I think the Jays should be maybe going out there and trying maybe acquiring a reliever. So we'll see how that goes. Of course, it's only spring training just started, like pitchers and catchers just reported this week. So, and also, have you seen Vladimir Guerrero, like before he made the spring training? He looks so much better. He's lost weight again. He's starting to build into his frame, which I hope he can hit more homers. Like, give us 30. 30 to 35, and we'll be happy with that. He's a great hitter. He's a very underappreciated hitter. But the one gripe that everybody seems to have is that he needs to get the ball a little bit more in the air, which would be great. But he's an all-round hitter, and I think a lot of fans need to realize that yes, his dad had power, but he was an all-around hitter too. And when he was younger, he was a runner. He could steal 20 to 30 bags a year. Well, of course, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is not that fast of a runner, but he's got sneaky speed. He could probably steal 10 to 15 if you send him. But this year for the Jays is, if you look at the team, there's a lot of money coming off the books. And this could be like the last true like window year that you could have with your current team. If your team starts to struggle, which I don't think they will, but if they do, you have expiring contracts that you can ship off and get prospects back in return. Boy, does that sound like another Toronto team currently. But it seems like to me that the Jays are ready to go. The Jays are ready to go for another deep playoff one, hopefully. Um, and hopefully they can beat the Dodgers. because I don't see anybody beating the Dodgers. And then after this year, we'll be lockout. So it's going to be a sad time for Raw sports fans because the dog days of summer where there's no football, there's no hockey, there's no basketball. It's a 2 or 3 month span. And if there's no regular season next year, well, yeah, this year there is, next year there's still to continue lockout. A lot of sports fans are going to be going, there's nothing on TV, there's nothing we can watch. We don't want to watch the old games. We're bored out of our minds, and I guess we go outside, which is totally fine. Get outside. Well, not right now. It's winter, still winter, and up here in Aurelia, there's no grass. It's like 4, 5, 6 feet of snow. Still, luckily it's not snowing anymore, which is fantastic. Our final topic is my thoughts on, I guess, not just the dunk contest, but the NBA All-Star weekend as a whole. I get that they've been doing it for a long time, but there has to be, you have to mix it up. This year they did mix it up. Like, I mean, there's one World roster and 2 USA rosters, but that's for the All-Star games. But your dunk contest, I watched the highlights of that this morning, and it was, all I could hear was the announcers arguing, oh, this was a 44. No, it was a 45. No, it's a 46. They're not creative with dunks. There's no creativity anymore in the All-Star game. It is a very boring All-Star dunk contest. And if you're going to do a dunk contest, have some creativity. Do research on, there's a bunch of guys who in this, like, street baller and the street ballers, like, they come up with the most ridiculous dunks, and it's more entertaining to watch the street performers, street dunkers, do dunk contests than it is in the NBA. It almost seems like the NBA players just want to protect themselves and they don't want to do any of these crazy dunks, so they do like the basic, oh, hey, I'm going to jump from the free throw line, which I think was done 2 or 3 times, and it was. I know it's hard to jump from the free throw line, but when you see the first guy was a step in, like a wide margin inside the free throw line, you're, oh wow, didn't we just see this dunk already? And you failed, and the other person failed. There's no creativity. There's none of that anymore in the dunk contest. I think it's about time that you abolish the dunk. You get rid of the dunk contest for a bit. There's nobody creative. When was the last time a true all-star won a dunk contest? There's only been one all-star that's won a dunk contest. Look it up. One all-star, one actual NBA all-star has won a dunk contest. Isn't it supposed to be all-star? Right? Isn't it actually supposed to be all-stars winning competitions? But instead, you have 3 rookies and a 2 or 3 year player competing in dunk contest. Like, there's a reason why Mac McClung, who was the two-time defending All-Star Game dunk contest winner, backed out because he was the one that was the most creative, but there was nobody trying to challenge him in his creativity. So he backed out. And you could definitely see it in this year's dunk contest. There's no creativity. You either have to change the dunk contest or just get rid of it. In my opinion, you just get rid of the dunk contest. There's more entertaining stuff. I used to be entertained by watching the dunk contest back in the mid to late 2000s. That's all I would watch is the dunk contest. Maybe even like the mid 2010s was a little bit more entertaining when you had the matchup of Aaron Gordon versus Zach LaVine. Like that was entertaining. Now it's kind of dull. It's like we see the same dunks mostly over and over again. It's not entertaining, and you need to get rid of it. You need to get rid of it. You need to find this. You get rid of it, and it brings back nostalgia. And you get rid of it for a few years, change it up, and then bring it back. Have people who are creative, who actually give a damn about the dunk contest, not a fool on the Miami Heat just dancing all the time, just doing that stuff. That's not going to bring up your score. It's a dunk contest, not a dance competition. It's a dull concept. It needs to go away. But the NBA, to me, just seems like they're a little bit behind when it comes. Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say that. They're very good when it comes to like the online content, but the dunk contest that needs to go. You know what? Honestly, that is it. That's all I have to say. Uh, Comments down below on what do you think should happen with the dunk contest. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Hey, my first episode, try and get that to 100 views. Even more than that. And then try and get every video after that to 100 to over 100 views. See you later for episode 6.